Hello, family. This is Liz to come to have a quick chat today. Just taking a look at the markets for the last few months. The markets have been up and down, or basically hit an extreme bottom, a few weeks ago. So just wanted to take a look at that just for, like the things that the average investor should be doing. So let's just take a quick glance at what's been going on. If you take a look here, I have a chart of the S&P 500 here, and basically that's just a um, index for the top 500 companies in the U.S. And I have marked off here on my. If you take a look at the where my crosshairs are over here, I have a marked off from February 14th over here to March 13th on the S&P 500. So if you take a look at this, we can see that, at one point, if I zoom out a little bit, okay, that this market had been going up. And this is each one of these candles is one day. But this market had been going up. And then around here, what is this, February 20th, um, down day, and then things just started to go down, slight little pullback, and then things just continued down, down, down until it reached a low over here March 23rd. Well, we know what all went on from these candles right here, like this March 11th. That's when basically the NBA shut down that night, and then this longer down candle right here is March 12th. Basically their announcement came that night, and then everything pretty much started to shut down, and things continued on down until March 23rd, when things finally began to turn around. But I wanted to point out to you not only that, we see when things really began to close right here, March 12th, with these longer down candles. But if you look back, it had already been going down. Why do we know that it's been going down? Well, if we listen to the news, we know that things were already going on in China. What happens in China also affects the U.S. But I want to show this to you. Also, there's another chart. This is a Bitcoin chart. So taking a look here, zooming out once again, we see that Bitcoin, for the most part, if you look here to here, where my crosshairs are going across at an angle, it was kind of going down for the most part, but making some highs, a lot of highs actually, but then going up to February 14th, it was going up, and then once again at that same point, February 14th, started going down, and then you see this long red candle here, March 12th. Now, March 12th over here for S&P was that day when everything really started shutting down. Okay, but let's take a look at what's different here, because we see what's the same. Okay, so on March 13th, more, basically the news was really hot still, about things closing more and more, like schools were closing. And then, you see Bitcoin here reach this low on March 13th. The low hit 3,850. Let's see what the S&P did on that day. S&P on the 13th hit a low, but its low didn't come until March 23rd, about 10 days later. Okay. And since that time, basically Bitcoin has been going up. And I just put these lines here just so that, you could see it going up, and then actually reached a high 2 days ago. What was this? May 7th of $10,074 reached a high here. And if you look, it's almost made a full recovery from where it was actually February 13th over here when it had reached this high. It's almost back over there, up there at that point. Whereas the S&P, it's doing some turning around, but let me see if I could measure this out. Just looking at it, about 50%, or halfway back up to that high of where it was back in February. But I just wanted to bring that to the family today, that to let you know that no, you don't have to know how to read these charts, but I mean, it just gives you a visual or a picture of what's going on. I can look and see that something is going up, something is going down. I can see dates across the bottom of the screen over here of when things actually happen. So it kind of lets you know the temperature of the market, lets you know really what's going on, and whether I'm about to get into something, and or should I wait, or like if I'm, because like I said, the S&P is looking at the top 500 companies in the U.S., so it gives you a pretty good indication of what's going on. So and then I like to look at Bitcoin in comparison to that, because typically it moves kind of, it used to really move in opposite direction of the U.S. markets, or I'm sorry, of the dollar, of the U.S. dollar. But a lot of times now you pretty much see it going in the same direction. Maybe it'll change a little bit sooner, like we see here on this chart, because when the US dollar was going down, reaching its low, Bitcoin had already made its turn and was heading back up. So I invest in both of these things, just I don't know if it's really for a hedge, but just as I guess more of as a diversification for myself. So just some things to think about. If you're an investor and you consider yourself an average investor, just don't be below average. Always keep growing, and diversifying, growing your knowledge, increasing your knowledge in different aspects of investing. So, this is Laissa. I am a member of the Abacus, which is a financial education organization. We offer courses in the stock market. We offer courses in Bitcoin. If you'd like more information on that, please feel free to reach out to me. The course is for just the basic stock market course. You can get that for as little as $75 per month until you finish, or you can buy the entire basic package for just $250. And then there's also a Bitcoin course too, that is very reasonably priced. So love to hear from you. Reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook at Laissa S. Barnes. You can find me on Instagram at LegacyGenius44. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Laissa Barnes. I'd love to hear from you. Take care. Bye.